Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Clyde Bass Center of Excellence. I'm here today with Mr. Paul Franco, President of the Vasco da Gama Club, and we're here to announce a exciting joint venture where we are announcing a match between Bermuda and the Azores Select. Very exciting times for football in Bermuda, and we're happy to be partnering with the Vasco da Gama Club to help celebrate their 170th anniversary of the first Portuguese immigrants coming to Bermuda. So at this point, I'm just going to allow Mr. Franco to go on and elaborate on those things.
Yes, thank you, and good morning to everybody. Basically, as everybody knows, government announced a holiday in celebration of the 170 years of the Portuguese immigrants coming to Bermuda. And, the plan was the holiday was announced for November 4th. And the plan for 2019 was to get the Portuguese community together, different organizations, and together with government to help organize a series of events to, celebrate the Portuguese culture. And, Vasco was actually approached and asked if we would help with the organizing of a sporting event, namely a football game. And, which we were, very thankful for them approaching us for it because, we obviously love football and we do want to promote football and Portuguese culture. It's why the club exists. So basically we reached out to some contacts that we had, and we managed to, we're able to get a team from San Miguel, which is the largest of the 9 islands in the Azores. And they'll be putting a select team to travel to Bermuda and play on May 25th. So May 24th weekend, national pride is high. And it's great, that coincides with Bermuda qualifying for the Gold Cup. And I would imagine it serves as a good warm-up match
Absolutely.
For that. And, very pleased to be taking part of it. Being a part of it, working with the BFA. Funny, from day one when we came and met with the BFA, the words out of Mark's mouth was, we can't do anything later than that date because Bermuda will be qualifying for the World Cup, for the Gold Cup. And this was a few months ago, so I'm very happy his prediction came true. And it's important to note with all this that this is bringing, the community together, and that, even though we have our Portuguese roots, we live here. This is our island as well, and we're very well embedded into it. And we're just as excited for Bermuda to be in the Gold Cup as anything else. So I'm looking forward to that as well. And, we think it's going to be a good match, evenly matched competition. I'm hoping Bermuda will have some of its have its best team out possible, you know what I mean? And look forward to an exciting match, exciting weekend, and a great turnout at National Stadium.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, coach is looking forward to it. The senior coach, along with the HOD and our media officer, left this morning to go to the Gold Cup draw, which is on the 10th. And just had a quick chat with him, and obviously he's very excited about having a match of this caliber. If you recall, we did have a team from the Azores last year, where we played under 20, and we had a Bermuda Select play them as well. And both those matches were very, very competitive. So the coach is excited to have this caliber of match as well as part of our Gold Cup preparation. So this is very exciting, extremely.
Yeah, and important to note, it is even with the San Miguel Select, they will be bringing as strong a team as possible. Based on our discussions, as Mark knows, is they wanted to do it at the end of the Portuguese football season because lots of the players from San Miguel they play semi-professionally or professionally in the lower professional leagues in Portugal. So the season finishes in the middle of May. So, timing-wise, it seemed like the perfect time. And it's actually great that it falls on the Bermuda Day weekend, because, national pride will be high in Bermuda, and the excitement with Bermuda qualifying for the Gold Cup, and to have, a warm-up match leading up to the Gold Cup. We hope and look forward to a very good turnout.
Yeah, excellent. So at this point, are there any questions for us?
Will this be the opportunity for a lot of the local-based players, as it's not an international window that particular weekend?
There may be some opportunity for not just local-based players, but players that are on the fringe of the team. As you know, the English season will be just finishing, so we'll see, how much rest the players need from the English season. But Dante Leverock will probably still be in season. So will Willie Clemens. So there is a bit of opportunity there. There are players who are unavailable, so they obviously need a run out. There's a couple of players that were certainly on the bench for the Dominican Republic who will get some match time as well. So,
as you saw the team from Azores last year play twice, high-level competition. Will we see similar style of play? Because every country has a kind of style of play. So can we expect that same style?
Yeah, we would expect that. At the end of the day, those were under 20s. Perhaps one or two of those players that came last year will break into the team, but it's important to note that this is a senior team made up of players that play in the Azores and some in Portugal. So, they're going to put their best foot forward. They obviously will have their challenges with players, and perhaps certain players they might not be around, but they're actually honored, to be invited for something of this magnitude. The whole 170-year celebration. So it's actually, a privilege for them. They're very excited about it, and we hope to have, we can only announce it, I guess, at a later date if it happens, but we're hoping to have also perhaps a big figure, former Portuguese footballer, come, if possible, as an ambassador for the match. But we can't confirm that at this time. It's in the works, because a lot of these former internationals, they have beyond, football continues beyond their retirement. They're involved in different capacities. So, it's hard to free up time to make themselves available for something, but there certainly is the desire, and we really hope, in the near future we can perhaps announce a former big name player coming as an ambassador for the event.
Will they get here in time to see us celebrate Bermuda Day? Absolutely.
They're scheduled to arrive on the Thursday. We've got they're going to give us their scheduling for training and all that, but sure. It's certainly our plans to take them out to the Bermuda Day Parade to watch the celebrations. Vasco da Gama will also have our float, and our we'll be participating in the parade as well. So it'd be great. We certainly plan to take them out there to do that, and they're leaving on the Sunday. So it'll be the game on the Saturday night. They won't be leaving until I think late Sunday. Mm-hmm. So basically, even on the Saturday night after the game, the obvious thing is we take them up Vasco to celebrate no matter what, just to celebrate the occasion independent of the result. And, we want to open that up to everyone, you know what I mean? There's only so many people that can fit in the club. But at the end of the day, we want to make it clear that, this is a celebration of the Portuguese that are a part of Bermuda, that we're also Bermudian with Portuguese roots, just like there are people with African roots and different roots. We're no different. So, I'm as excited as about Bermudian football and the positive results they have as I would be about Portuguese football. So my heart's divided, No matter what happens, I'll be satisfied, and it's blessed. The last time I think an Azores senior team came to Bermuda, I remember I was young. It was up at Wellington Oval. This is in excess of 30 years ago. Wow. Watching, a senior team from San Miguel. And, important to recognize some of these players. This is where Pauleta came from. He was from San Miguel, from the Azores, and he's the second leading goal scorer in Portuguese history internationally, behind Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yep.
And he came from that little island of the San Miguel and the Azores. So that's what these players dream about when they're playing young. Will I be the next Pauleta? That's what it's like back in San Miguel or in the Azores. Will I get that chance to go? And a lot of them do get a chance to play in the Portuguese league lower divisions, but Pauleta, obviously, he made it a lot bigger and went a lot further.
Absolutely. But it's a perfect opportunity for football to bring us together. So we're excited.
Absolutely.
What time are we looking at on the 25th?
We haven't set the game time yet, but it'll be somewhere 7:30, 8 o'clock in that range.
Evening game, yeah.
But it'll be an evening game.
Give people a chance.
And you can sleep in the next morning.
Yeah, one more Saturday.
Or stay up all night.
And recover and get out to the game.
And do it all over again.
And do it all over again, of course. It's Bermuda Day weekend. Come on now.
President Reid, I'm sure it's a great opportunity to have this warm-up match per se. Just speak to the level of football that the Bermuda national team is going to face. I mean, we're in a group with some pretty big names. Give us some realistic expectations of what the coach and yourself might be speaking to the team about and speak to the country about.
Sure. Well, we don't know what group we're in yet. We'll know that on
Tomorrow.
7 o'clock tomorrow. But we're in the top 16 of CONCACAF. So that means that we're playing teams that have qualified for the World Cup. We're playing a team that we're playing with teams that have gone on to the round of 16, going on to the quarterfinals. And you talk about Costa Rica. So we're playing the top in the world, to be honest. And we could potentially be playing in a group with Costa Rica, who have some World Cup history. It's huge. It really is. The players know it, because obviously, our players, some of these players are our players' idols. And there's some of the players that they look up to. So they know what level of competition we're entering, but they're up for the challenge. They're buzzing. They want to play and they want to challenge themselves against the best players in the region.
What do you see happening post World Cup as far as where the whole game of football is in Bermuda and how the association, what plans the association has moving forward?
Sure. Obviously, we're looking for some trickle-down effect. That's one, where the confidence in Bermuda football increases from fans to players to administrators to sponsors. So we're looking for that. In terms of our plans post Gold Cup, we jump right into Nations League. So this level of competition doesn't end at the Gold Cup, it begins at the Gold Cup. As you know, in the Nations League, we've been drawn in the group with Mexico, who are the top team in CONCACAF. So at some point, we will play in Mexico, in the Azteca Stadium that seats thousands, and we're gonna host the number one team in CONCACAF, in Bermuda. I always say it, I get the luxury of looking past the next game. The coaching staff and the players have to stay focused. So we're looking at the next group of players. There are players in the team that are 30 and going on 28, 29, who are getting near the end of their international careers. So we're now looking at what are the next group of players? What are the under-20s, the last under-20s who went to the CONCACAF finals and played in Costa Rica? Those players, who's next to go into the senior men's team? And it doesn't stop with just men's football. It should also impact the women's game as well. Up until this point, our women have exceeded our men in terms of competition and how well they've done at under 15, under 17, under 20. So we're looking for more competition out of CONCACAF for our women as well. So there's a lot of residual impact that we're hoping to see, a lot of residual impact that we want to leverage as well, to keep growing Bermuda's football.